Hey everyone, Leslie from Discovery Fabrics. I'm going to talk a little bit today about Polartec Alpha. Alpha was a fabric that was created for the U.S. Special Forces, initially for the troops in Afghanistan, when it was very cold in the mountainous regions and they were carrying heavy packs and found that they were overheating with the typical insulation in their jackets. So Polartec worked with them to create this active insulation that would actually keep them warm enough but release excess body heat as they were exerting energy. And then if you stopped to rest, it would keep them warm enough for short periods of time. What happened was it became such a popular fabric, especially with people not in the military that were backpacking and that kind of thing, that a lot of the backpackers, the make your own gear type people, and also some of the major manufacturers such as RAB created a standalone garment out of alpha, even though it was intended originally to be an insulation that was lined and had a water repellent outer shell. So what happened is when Polartec realized that so many people wanted to wear alpha as a standalone garment, they decided to make another version of alpha and call it Alpha Direct. And Alpha Direct is basically alpha, it's just slightly more durable. However, this has led a lot of people to believe that if you make a garment out of alpha, not Alpha Direct, that it's not going to stand up at all. And actually that's not true. All of these are alphas, not Alpha Direct. We've got a really nice selection of colors here. And they definitely can be worn as standalone garments. They can also be used to line another garment and be worn next to skin. The only difference is that Alpha Direct is slightly more durable. So what's going to happen if you wear a jacket out of just alpha as opposed to Alpha Direct, it's going to get a little fuzzier, really. And does it matter? Doesn't matter to me. I'm kind of fuzzy anyway in this little jacket, so it doesn't matter as long as I'm getting the function out of the fabric. So I'm just going to show you what colors we have in stock right now. We currently have medium blue, fiery red, cremony, Caribbean, and mineral blue, and we have a whole lot of styles in white. And you might be wondering why we have these purple swatches on the white, and that's because I dyed these today. I didn't take any special care. I didn't do a whole garment. I just wanted to see how it would take dye. And I took two different styles and I dyed them together, actually just in a cup with boiling water, which I kept hot for about half an hour, just to see how it would affect each style. This one right here is actually style 4405. And I believe this is around 60 GSM, grams per square meter. And the style beside it is style 4412, and it's around 50 GSM, so it's lighter. And it's kind of interesting because these are both 100% polyester fabrics. They were both in exactly the same cup, and they took the dye quite a bit differently. And I feel it could be partly to do with the finishing on the style of the fabric. I know that this style 4412 feels really rough to me as opposed to the other one when I'm feeling it on the bolt. But interestingly enough, when I washed this, it actually came up much, much softer. So I think I would be a little bit concerned if I had this sent to me and I thought I was making a jacket. I would think, boy, that's not going to be very comfortable. But if you wash it, it actually gets much softer. And even the dyeing of it made it much, much softer and gave it more drape. In this particular experiment, all I used was just some RIT dye that's synthetic for polyester. I didn't bother putting the fixative in it because it doesn't really matter to me if this stays this color forever. I did rinse it really well until there was no color coming off it. And I think if I were to dye a whole garment, obviously I would take a whole lot more care with what I was doing. leave it in the dye bath until I got the color that I wanted, and then rinse it really well and continue to wash it separately until such time as I was sure that there was no dye bleeding out of it. But I think you could do some really fun things with this. I think you could make ombre dyeing. There's just a lot of things you can do. But the reason I wanted to share this with you is just because if you don't find a color that you like, and Alpha and Alpha Direct are getting so hard to source right now. Polartec just doesn't seem to be able to come up with the supply that we're looking for. So if you can only buy white until it runs out, you can dye it. So that's my little experiment for today, and I hope that helps you to understand the difference between Alpha and Alpha Direct, and that you can use both of them for making your garments. Thanks for watching.